I am speaking to you now because your heart is open enough to hear what it could not hear yesterday. I am speaking to you because the quiet ache under your ribs has been asking for an answer that words in the world could not give you. I am speaking to you because grace arrives like a whisper before it arrives like thunder, and you are standing in the whisper. Do not look away from this moment. Do not minimize it. Do not say, later. I am calling you by name and telling you plainly, this message is for you, and I do not waste breath. You have felt a tug at your life, an unseen hand trying to rearrange what I already set in order. You have felt your peace fray around the edges when you thought it would hold. You have felt a question rise, the kind of question that walks into a room and turns off the light to see what glows by its own power. I am the one who sees clearly in the dark and the day alike, and I am the one who sets your table in the presence of confusion and calls it victory. Listen, child. This is your moment of recovery. This is where what was taken is named and returned. This is where your breath becomes steady again. Archangel Micheal says, the person who hugged you recently took something, and time is short, look now. Do not panic. Do not spiral. Do not let suspicion become your shepherd. Let me shepherd you. There are thefts that don't jingle in a pocket and don't weigh down a sleeve. Some hands steal with a smile, some hands take without touching. They can borrow your calm, copy your patterns, learn your unlocked doors, make an imprint of your keys, memorize your codes, echo your words, whisper to your vulnerabilities, or walk away carrying a piece of your focus like lint they brushed from your shoulder. What feels missing in you is not lost in me. You are not at the mercy of human hands. You are under my hand. The hug was not only a greeting, it was an attempt to read you, measure you, map your warmth, and find the switch that dims you. They leaned close to catch more than your scent. They leaned close to hear the rhythm of your hope and to learn how to interrupt it. Do not harden. Do not become a locked door to the rest of the world because one person pressed their ear to your life for the wrong reasons. Instead, become wise. Wisdom is not a wall. Wisdom is a gate with a keeper who knows when to open and when to close. Right now, I am handing you the keeper's lamp. Breathe. Put your hand over your heart and say with me, nothing meant to diminish me can remain with me. Nothing taken from me by deception can anchor in me. I reclaim what belongs to my calling. I return what is not mine to carry. Feel the air return to your lungs. You are not powerless. You are not a hallway anyone may walk through without permission. What is yours in me bears my mark. It knows its home. I do not bring this to you to set fire to your trust. I bring this to you to illuminate the path ahead. The one who hugged you was with you long enough to gather hints, how you forgive, how you doubt, where you keep your softest yes. Maybe it was old habit meeting new opportunity in them. Maybe it was fear wearing charm. Maybe it was need pretending to be generosity. But hear me, the thing they tried to pocket has a tracking signal heaven hears clearly. They cannot thrive on what does not feed them, and they cannot use your light without scorching their own hands. Your favor is not a souvenir. Your name is not a ticket. Your kindness is not a password. This is your recovery in the small practicals and the large unseen places. Check what you can check, your boundaries, your patterns, your gates. Close what you had left open out of habit. Update what has been the same too long because you were busy taking care of everyone else. Examine your routines and secure the corners where you had been telling yourself, "It's fine, it's nothing." It is not nothing when your peace leaks. It is not nothing when your mind keeps circling one meeting, one hug, one moment. I am pointing to it because the third and fourth steps of that plan will find no foothold if you take the first step with me now. I am not only the God who exposes, I am the God who restores and reorders. That means you do not need to build a courtroom in your soul. You do not need to argue with shadows. You do not need to replay the scene and edit a better response for 10,000 futures. Lift your eyes. I am your horizon, I am your anchor, I am your yes and your no. When you walk with me, your no becomes kind and firm, and your yes becomes courageous and clean. What they wanted to take was not only information or access or the softness of your heart, what they wanted to take was the rhythm of your attention. They wanted you to be busy on the inside. I am making you free on the inside. Archangel Micheal says, "Open now. Open your hands and release every claim you never meant to sign. Release the quiet contracts you made with anxiety when you were tired. Release the loyalty you gave to a version of yourself that you have already outgrown. You are not bound to old patterns because someone expected to meet them. You are not obligated to be predictable to someone who benefits from your predictability. You are not required to put a light in the window for anyone who has no intention of entering by the door. The next 2 minutes are not a countdown to fear, they are a threshold to clarity. In my presence, 2 minutes can hold the weight of a year's healing. In 2 minutes I can spotlight what matters, silence what lies, and strengthen your inner guard. Breathe in again. Put language to your boundaries. Tell the truth to your own heart before you tell it to anyone else. I do not loan myself to confusion. I do not let my peace wander without a leash. I do not apologize for guarding the garden I was given. This is not hardness, it is stewardship. This is not suspicion, it is discernment. This is love disciplining its reach. If you felt smaller after that embrace, if you felt suddenly unsure of what you had been happily certain of, recognize the signature. The thief of clarity visits as a friend to curiosity. But I am not leaving you with a riddle that torments. I am giving you a key that clicks. Does it feel like your energy drained too quickly after you parted? Did your focus scatter like birds startled by a noise you couldn't name? Did you begin to second-guess a decision that had been settled in prayer? These are symptoms, not sentences. Diagnosis is not doom, it is the doorway to remedy. The remedy is simple and strong: return what is not yours, reclaim what is, and recenter where I am. Your identity is not on trial. Your kindness is not a liability. I gave it to you. I also gave you wisdom to shepherd it. You will not live suspicious. You will live awake. You will not live afraid. You will live aware. Awareness is not fear's sibling. Awareness is love's shield. And as you stand in awareness, see what I am offering: a recalibration that protects the next season of your life from the old compromises that quietly repeated themselves when you were busy saving everyone else from storms they made. You are not strategy for those who refuse transformation. You are a testimony of what happens when light refuses to apologize for shining. I am turning the lights on in your inner house. I am walking you to the window that looks over your future, and I am saying, look, see how much room there is when you stop letting smallness rent a room. The person who hugged you did not learn the key that opens this house. They do not run your gates. They are not the weather, and they cannot control your forecast. Your forecast is set by my breath, my timing, my favor, and your obedience to what I show you. And I am showing you how to enjoy your own life without editing it around someone else's appetite. If something tangible was lifted, it will surface. I will point you to it in due time. For now, take back what they cannot carry: your peace, your focus, your permission. Take back the soundtrack in your head that started playing when they let go of you. Replace it with the song I am singing over you: you are chosen, you are guarded, you are supplied, you are seen. I am not late. I am not unsure. I am not waiting for a better moment to give you what you need. This is the moment. This is the recalibration that makes the next door open with a gentler click. Do not be surprised if your body feels the shift: shoulders lowered, jaw unclenched, breath deeper, eyes clearer. That is not nothing. That is alignment. That is your nervous system remembering that it has a shepherd. I am the one who leads you beside quiet waters, not performances. I am the one who restores your soul, not your image. I am the one who prepares a table for you in the presence of anything that thought it could dine on you. Your seat is not negotiable. Your portion is not shareable to those who come empty-handed with empty motives. I will teach you how to feed the hungry and bless the needy without feeding the schemes that aim to corner your light. Now hear this and hold it tenderly. I am not exposing this moment to humiliate anyone. I am exposing this moment to graduate you. You have studied long in the classroom of yes. You have made room in your home and in your heart for people who did not know what to do with that much sanity, that much kindness, that much steadiness. Graduation day does not mean contempt for those still learning. It means you move forward without folding yourself back into a desk that can no longer hold you. I am handing you a tassel of wisdom, it swings to the side of maturity. There is a bounty on your attention because your attention is currency in my hands for good. There is an assignment on your life that requires a cleaner schedule and a thicker quiet. That is why I am careful with your gates now. I am not trying to make you lonely, I am making you ready. Ready is not a mood, ready is a structure. It is built with the beams of boundaries and the windows of gratitude and the doors of priority. When ready stands, wind can visit and not collapse it. When ready stands, a hug cannot dislodge its foundation. When ready stands, you can love freely without being harvested. The one who hugged you expected you to be porous, and you have been porous. That is part of your beauty. Porous means you receive. Porous also means you sometimes absorb what was never yours to keep. I am sealing the excess pores and leaving open the ones I breathe through. You will still receive, but you will not absorb what poisons you. You will still be moved by compassion, but you will not be moved off your post. You will still be generous, but you will not be gullible. This is how you remain warm without being harvested by cold hands. I am giving you sentences to carry in your mouth like flint that sparks light when needed. I'll get back to you. I need time to consider that. No, that won't work for me. I prefer that we keep this boundary. I am not available for this conversation. These are not weapons, these are instruments of peace. They sound like small things, but they are gates clicking as you pass through, protecting tomorrow from today's eagerness. You do not owe immediate access to anyone who arrived unannounced inside your heart. You owe me your yes so I can make your life a well-watered garden. If this message makes certain faces come to mind, bless them and release them to me. Don't broadcast your suspicions. Don't rehearse speeches. Don't assemble a jury in your thoughts. Just adjust your access. Adjust your reach. Adjust your pace. If someone keeps borrowing your certainty and returning it dented, stop ending it. If someone keeps hugging you while planning how to rearrange your calendar around their needs, stop volunteering your presence as a solution. You are not cold for becoming clear, you are honest. Honesty is love that has stopped pretending. I am sending fresh helpers who do not need to siphon your peace to feel alive. I am building friendships that exchange light instead of trading in rumors. I am positioning mentors who will not fear your glow. I am opening doors that require less explanation and more simple obedience. I am also closing doors that were only open because you were too polite to shut them. When the wind changes, leaves move, let them. When I lift you, do not argue for lower ground. When I draw lines for your good, do not erase them to prove how kind you are. Your kindness can withstand clarity. The next time you are embraced, you will feel the difference between extraction and blessing. You will recognize when someone holds you to hear your heartbeat so they can pray it back to me, not to mimic it for their gain. You will sense when arms are a harbor and when arms are a trap. This is not paranoia, this is a tuned instrument recognizing the right pitch. Your spirit knows the sound of home. And your body will learn it, too, because I care for your whole self, not just your ideas, not just your future, but your muscles and your sleep and your laughter and your mornings. Take this as your commission, walk forward lighter and wiser. If there are small locks to change, change them. If there are passwords to refresh, refresh them. If there are apps to remove, remove them. If there are conversations that need the shield of written clarity, write them. Do what is small and practical without ceremony. Then return to your center where I sit and reign. Your life is not a crime scene, it is a sanctuary. Treat it that way. Sanctuaries are open to all who honor the presence, they are guarded against all who do not. I am not warning you so you become hard, I am warning you so you become holy in your stewardship. You are not a collection of vulnerabilities, you are a chosen instrument wrapped in a tender body. I did not give you tenderness so predators could flourish, I gave you tenderness so the weary could heal. I gave you discernment so the weary would not be replaced by the scheming. You will live in this balance because I am teaching you minute by minute. I will nudge you when to open and when to stay still. I will place a weight of peace in your gut when something is for you, and I will place a gentle grain of sand in your shoe when something is not for you. Feel it and adjust. Now, where something was taken, I declare restitution. Where joy thinned, I thicken it. Where confidence faltered, I straighten its spine. Where focus scattered, I gather it like a skirt full of fruit. You will not crawl through days that were designed for running. You will not tiptoe through rooms you were born to stride across. You will not apologize for the room your calling needs. I am setting a broader table. I am pouring strength you can taste. I am waking you before worry. I am crowding out the counterfeit with the original. When you think of that embrace again, you will no longer feel your heart clench. You will feel gratitude, for the lesson, for the upgrade, for the neon sign I placed over your path that reads, "This way." The one who hugged you will discover that borrowed light does not last. Pray the best over them and keep your boundary. Bless them without hiring them as your gardener. And when you meet your next assignment, you will recognize them not by flattery but by fruit. Fruit is patient, fruit is quiet, fruit feeds others. Demand fruit from the opportunities that want your loyalty. Demand fruit from the voices that want your ear. Demand fruit from the habits that want your calendar. If there is no fruit, there is no future there. You are entering a season where old tactics find no traction. The copy of your key no longer fits. The memorized code no longer opens. The script that used to work on you now dissolves at the edges when spoken aloud. You will smile more, not less. You will rest more, not less. You will create without negotiating every brushstroke with a committee of imaginary critics. You will bless without bleeding. You will laugh without looking over your shoulder for the bill. You will walk away from the table when the conversation asks you to shrink to stay. I am the one who finishes what I start, and what I started in you is not an experiment. It is a promise with bones and breath. I have wrapped you in a protection that looks like simplicity to others and feels like stability to you. Value that. Guard that. Do not apologize for that. When you live from that place, you become a harbor others can trust without needing to anchor their ships on your shoulders. You become a lighthouse that does not go dim because someone else prefers the dark. You become yourself again, not a reflection held in a stranger's eyes. So, beloved, open now, not to panic, but to presence. Open to the calm that moves like a river under your ribs. Open to the quiet authority that says, here is my yes, here is my no. Open to the ease that comes when you stop auditioning for rooms I did not assign you. Open to the strength that does not need spectacle to be real. Open to joy that does not ask permission to sing. Open to me, because I have always been open to you. I say it again with tenderness that does not tremble. What was taken by that embrace cannot remain taken from you. I am the Lord of return, and I am the keeper of your name. Look with me, adjust with me, and then move forward with me. You have exactly as much time as you need because you are with the one who owns time. The 2 minutes you feared were a cliff are, in my hands, a bridge. Cross it now. Your future is waving from the other side. Your peace is already there, saving you a seat. And I am here, walking you over with a smile that knows the end from the beginning and calls it good. Archangel Micheal says, hear me now, beloved soul, because this whisper has been placed in your path like a lamp in a dark corridor, because the hour has tightened and your heart is ready to receive what is meant only for you. The embrace you welcomed was not merely an embrace, it carried an intention, a reach, a quiet hand that slid beneath the surface of comfort. The person who hugged you recently took something, and time is folding around this moment like a closing book, because you have exactly 2 minutes to remember, to look, to reclaim. Open now. Open your ears, your eyes, your sense, your memory. Open it immediately, it's just for you, don't try to skip this. I am standing beside you with a drawn line of light, and I will walk you through it step by gentle step. God says, I saw the embrace and the slight tilt of the shoulder. I saw the turning of the wrist, the distraction crafted as a laugh, the way the room seemed to ripple with warmth as the hand drifted away with what was not theirs to keep. I do not speak to stir fear in you. I speak to give you back what is yours and to teach your spirit to stand in a new posture of wisdom. I will not let your peace be stolen. I will not let your faith be thinned. I will not allow your sense of safety to be traded for a smile that hides a blade. You will reclaim, and you will be stronger. Do not skip this word. It is just for you, and it arrives exactly when it must. Archangel Micheal says, feel your body right now and let memory return like a tide. The hug, when did it happen? Morning, afternoon, under lights at a doorway, in a hallway where footsteps echoed, or near a car where keys chimed in your hand? Think of what you carried, a ring you twist when you're thinking, a small folded note, a key, a flash drive, a thin wallet card, a charm, a locket, a receipt with numbers you needed, your phone, your calm, your confidence, your boundary. Sometimes theft is metal and leather, sometimes theft is a thread pulled from your courage. Both matter. Both are yours. Now breathe. Open a drawer in your mind. If your fingers are free, check the pocket you never check, the right pocket of the coat you left on the chair, the small zip in your bag, the slot behind your IDs, the slim sleeve beneath your phone case where you keep a picture or a SIM, the inner fold where you hide an extra note. Look to the place where you set things when you laugh. You have 2 minutes to see clearly. The light is on you now. God says, I want you to understand the truth about that moment. You are not gullible, you are generous. You are not careless, you are kind. Your openness has been a doorway for blessings, but some who pass through do so with eyes set on what they can take. When your heart is a house, I teach you to keep a porch light and a lock. Kindness is not the absence of boundaries, kindness is a river that knows its banks. I am not rebuking you, I am crowning you with new discernment. There is no condemnation in this word, there is equipping. There is no shaming in this word, there is clothing, armor that fits like a second skin and makes your softness safe. Archangel Micheal says, I have stood at your threshold and watched the way you carry gratitude like a lantern. That lantern draws both the weary traveler and the opportunist who pretends to be weary. The hug was a performance designed to lean against your glow. The hand that moved felt entitled to test your edges. But listen, I have measured your edges, and I reinforce them now. I lace your pockets with notice. I fasten your zippers with vigilance. I teach your spirit a new reflex, blessing without bending past what is sacred. Touch your chest. Whisper this with me, what is mine, God protects, what belongs to me by covenant and honest work, God returns, what my heart gave by mistake, God restores without accusation. God says, go where you last stood with them. If possible, place your hand on the place where your bag rested, where your coat slid, where your keys chimed. Memory lives in your hands. Feel the exact texture, the grain of a table, the fabric of a seat, the edge of a counter. With every remembered detail, I release a thread that leads you back to what is missing. If it is an object, you will locate it, or I will cause it to be returned by a path you could not plan. If it is intangible, your ease, your credit in someone's eyes, a promise you made under pressure. I will unbind the knot and give you language to cancel what was never fair. The honest do not owe debt to deceit. Let this settle in you. Recovery is not only finding what was misplaced, recovery is becoming the person who will not lose it again.